Oops.
Oops.
That should work. Thank you all for stopping by. My name is Justin Gilly, and you're listening to the Rated JG Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Rated JG Podcast. This is episode 83, and I have brought my lovely wife along with me for another episode of Just in Case.
Just in case.
Man, it's been a while since we've done this. Actually, we are going to have a little topic at hand. First off, we're trying to go live on Facebook here. Hopefully that works.
He's going to rock my world.
I know it is very hard to do all this. I have seriously tried to do video content for so long, like with the podcast, and it is, I'm telling you, there's a reason that that podcast have producers and pay people to do this shit, because it's difficult to figure it out. And I just cussed with them the first 2 minutes. So
pay me.
Love that. Anyways, before we even jump into the episode, I wanted to say it's super cool that y'all still care about the podcast after all this time. Have not really, I guess it was like the better part of a year. I didn't mess with it at all, didn't put any effort in whatsoever. And recently just kind of started doing it again and got a little bit of traction. And then now the numbers are freaking running up there again. So I appreciate y'all listening and giving a crap, I guess. That's kind of cool to see after all this time that the numbers haven't faded too much. And it's 100% my fault that they ever faded in the first place, because I stopped doing anything remotely having to do with the podcast at all. So anyway, I just wanted to say that before we even get started. I appreciate you guys for sticking around this long and listening to me and all the...
Sometimes you just need a break, man.
Yeah, that was putting it lightly. So, yeah, it got to the point where poor Casey, she got to hear me talk about it all the time. It was just not very fun anymore. I guess we're already into it. I might as well address that if I haven't already at some point.
Let him know.
No, I have somewhere along the lines, but I'll just do a little refresher. So yeah, it got, the pod was super successful for a while, which is crazy. And I appreciate all of that to even get me up to that point, but it got to be too much, not to sound like ungrateful by any means, because that's certainly not what I'm getting at, but it got to be too much to handle at one time on top of a job and trying to monetize it, make merch, up the quality, find time to record, figure out what I wanted to record. And it became a lot like a job, but, that was kind of the extent of it. It wasn't very fun anymore. So all of you that stuck around to this point, it's getting to be fun again. So that was
he was straight up not having a good time.
Yeah, not having a good time, guys. But we're back now. We're enjoying it, and I thought, what would be a better way to kick this one off here? One of the, if not the last episode I'm going to do this year, and we're calling it the Concert Chronicles, because if you've ever listened to anything having to do with this podcast, you know how much I love live music. I know. I'm just saying, not if you haven't tuned into an episode that you're on. Like, we talk about it all the time. Some kind of something to do with live music, and that's what we do. We spend a lot of our time, going to concerts and really enjoy seeing different bands, different artists, different genres. And we've definitely got a bunch of those under our belt this year. And it's December now. So I was like, man, why don't we just talk about the ones we've seen up to this point, go over the ones that we've done or seen recently. And man, they've been popping up left and right. We had some really cool ones happen very recently. So I guess you want to start with the nostalgia tour that was, God, I guess, Halloween week story of the year. That had to have been Halloween,
No,
right?
that was in November.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was November 13th, 14th.
Oh, it's October 29th.
No, don't believe that.
Definitely was.
Okay, that's
Yeah, because they came out on...
the date I'm thinking about was the Stars game we went to.
Oh, that's true. But he came out in that
Taylor Swift.
uniform costume. So that's what let me know that...
Youth Fountain.
Yeah.
The
All right.
bunny.
So we are straight up loving the elder emo stuff coming back. And when I say that, I mean like Story of the Year, Yellow Card, freaking Fall Out Boy, The Used, all those, like, that type of music is making a resurgence now because all of the people, I guess, that listen to that music are getting to the point where
We can afford to go see him.
yeah, we can afford to go buy a ticket and buy the merch. Like,
Whereas before we were 13 years old, like, Mom, you don't understand this concert. The show, pivotal.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No,
I have to ask Mom. Now
yeah.
we just go.
100%. And it was so much fun. We really wanted to go see this specific band for a while now. And the concert that we're talking about happened, I guess, on October the 29th, based upon what I was looking at there. And it was a twofer concert because the first one, it was Story of the Year was the headliner. And they were doing a 20-year anniversary, I think. Was it 20?
Of
Page Avenue. Yeah. So they were doing the 20-year anniversary of Page Avenue, which is like the best, most pivotal album for that time frame. At least for me, that's what really, really, really got me into that kind of music. And never seen Story of the Year ever. So what a better time to go check them out than this tour. So it was on like a freaking Tuesday night, like every other band that
Sunday.
was it a Sunday?
I thought it was a Sunday.
A school night. And
Bedtime.
no doubt. But I guess, Dallas isn't a big market for those kind of bands.
Yeah.
Because every time that we've seen anybody like that, like A Day to Remember, Story of the Year, they're always here like during the week. It's never a Friday or a Saturday show. But we ended up going. It was a great time. We wanted to see them for a long time. But another reason we wanted to see them is the opener is like a hidden gem that we have been absolutely freaking jamming for so long. It's a kind of like a new wave of that music. I don't know how to explain it.
His voice is like, it sounds like an era of music that has been long gone. Yeah. And it brings you back. And it's like, holy, you sound like 20 years ago. Like,
Yeah. So the band that we're talking about is called Youth Fountain. And it was crazy because when you go to these concerts where it's these national headliners and whatnot, there's so much going on. There's like, they've got freaking, you having trouble over there?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm good.
Okay. They're having all these lights and pyro and, there's freaking people on stage, photographers running around, smoke machines. So you're used to like this big production value. And then you see Youth Fountain come out as the opener. There was nobody there that knew one lyric to any of their music except for us. We're screaming our hearts out.
Even his girlfriend, now fiance, were selling merch.
Yeah.
Like at the booth, they were there. And then he came out and just stood right next to all of us at the bar before.
The lead singer, he was in a freaking onesie bunny suit. And, oh, hold on, I'm getting comments over here.
The floppy ears.
Oh, dumbass. Alex, you look like a Youth Fountain. Appreciate you, dude.
Alex, you are a Youth Fountain.
But yeah, it was so much fun. Like, because this guy, like Casey was saying, he's actually younger than us. I think he's like 26 or something. Like, I mean, he's pretty young, and he sounds like he's from that era. And he came out, and like I said, the production value from the other bands that are with him is crazy. And then this dude comes and opens. He's wearing, like I said, it was on roughly Halloween weekend or Halloween week. So I guess he was dressing up. He came out in a onesie, like a
bunny.
A bunny.
Because he had the floppy ears.
Yeah. Did I call him a banana earlier?
No.
Oh, I thought he said, I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know if he's had a banana suit or a bunny suit, whatever it was.
Not to be confused with a banana.
No shit. But he came out and he was rocking it. It was just those three dudes. It was the lead singer, a drummer, and then the craziest bass player I've ever seen in my life. This guy
was a whole vibe.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun to watch for sure.
I want to be his best friend.
This guy was walking around. Well, I say walking. He was bouncing around that stage, and apparently he was playing like. John said that they were running like backtracks like through their monitors. Mm-hmm. So he's like running to the side of the stage, playing everything himself, and then coming back to center stage, picking up where he left off. It was like very low production, but these guys absolutely killed it. And I think I have. Hold on, we took a bunch of videos. Let me see if I have something on here. I know I do.
He just seemed like one of those people that you want to, he like goes under the radar, but you want to hang out with him at the party.
Yeah.
It's like he's not in your face, but he's damn sure having a good time. But he looks like a kind soul. Like,
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. He came out there with like a Dickies shirt on, like tucked in. He had the thick mustache, like the trucker hat. I was like, they were all over. They were eclectic to say the least. But yeah, we've talked about them on here many times. I know I have. I always, if you follow the Instagram, I always post stuff every Friday, like new music or music I've been listening to lately, just to kind of like put it out there. Y'all seem to really like that, by the way. People really vibe with that, I guess, when your playlist gets stagnant. But anyways, we've been talking about this this album that he released. It's called Together and Lonesome. We've been talking about it for a while. It freaking slaps, man. And to see it live is even better. But yeah, here's a little clip. I hope that this works well on the stream. I hope it comes through. Hold on. Let's see here. And that just set our little emo hearts on fire out there. It was so much fun. I just tried to show the video on there, and that was about the lowest IQ thing I could have done because that was just a giant blur on the screen. Absolutely nothing came through. So if you're watching that,
it's the lowest IQ thing I could have ever done.
Shout out being smart. Technology. I'm super good at it. But yeah, that was, I don't want to speak for the both of us, but I felt like that was just as good as seeing Story of the Year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Then that leads us into the middle band. I guess you would call them the quote unquote like the feature act.
They were weird.
Dude, they made me feel icky. That was, I mean.
I was scared.
Like music is what people interpret it different ways, clearly. Like, I mean, there's so many different kinds of music. I don't know what that was. They weren't bad.
It was interpretive dance.
They weren't bad. Autumn said spirit fingers. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This guy. So we got to get into this. All right. So, we're riding this high. We've got we just saw Youth Fountain where, all the people in the crowd are vibing off us because nobody knows the lyrics. We're like, come on, we know it. And after that, we're excited because we got one more band until Story of the Year. Mm-hmm. And these fucking weirdos come out there. And what was the name?
He Is Legend.
He Is Legend.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks out. Again, it was Halloween weekend. So he walks out and he's this guy. He's like freaking 6'4", 100 pounds. And like he looks like Charles Manson, like long hair, big old thick beard. And he's like wearing a Freddy Krueger like thing. I don't know.
Sweater thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's rub our bodies together.
And the first thing he says when he walks out there, he's like gyrating his body. And he's like, "What's up, Dallas?
Are y'all ready to
get weird? Let's rub our bodies together." And I'm looking at everyone around me like, what is happening?
I don't want to do that.
And I know how that sounds, and I'm not joking. That is exactly what he said. He hadn't sang one lyric of one song. He's like, let's rub our bodies together. And the band, like, it was not soft music. It was
fucking hard.
In your face, yelling, screaming. I couldn't even, I had the hardest time consuming what was happening because I was like looking around like, am I getting punked right now?
All four of us will always we go in there with the best of intentions, or we think they're going to be rock stars. Like they're going to be a 10 out of 10 whenever any new band comes on stage. So it's like, oh my God, we're so excited to see these guys. They come out on stage. You can tell that all of us were like, oh, I don't like that. But let's wait till they start singing.
Like, give it a minute. Give it a minute.
They do. And then he starts grinding to his heavy ass screamo music.
Yeah.
And then he starts devil horns left and right. And I was I turned to them maybe after the first song and I was like, listen, if you turn around or if you close your eyes, they're not bad. Just don't watch what they're doing.
Just don't look at the sexual Charles Manson on the stage right now.
The pacemaker or the port.
Dude, I was dying. I made myself laugh, and because I'm fucking hilarious apparently. But no, oh my god. So this guy's up there, and like I said, he was wearing that Freddy Krueger sweater, just vibing, and he's acting so weird that he takes his sweater off a couple songs in, and he has this like big old like it looks like a pod thing, like a computer mouse size thing on his back.
Then he put it inside of his skin.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can tell you why he's acting so weird. I go, he's going into freaking diabetic shock, dude. He's got a port on. I didn't realize that. I'm like, he's up there.
Ketoacidosis.
Yeah, he's tripping. And I'm like, man, he's freaking got low blood sugar, I bet. I'm just freaking out.
Orange juice, please.
Anyways, once you got over the weirdness that was his stage presence, they were, again, not my favorite band at all, but I guess they were good at what they do. I don't know. But
they have a following, I guess.
Yeah, I also looked them up afterwards. So like, there's no way. I mean, if they're the feature act for Story of the Year on their reunion tour, they have to have some sort of following. He's not just going to put some scrubs up there. Apparently, they're huge, and they're huge like overseas. I've never heard of them.
Maybe
Whatever.
No one's ever seen them.
And I know all of that sounds like hate, which it kind of is, but do your thing.
Y'all can't understand how uncomfortable it was in real life.
Uncomfortable is the perfect word for it. I was like, I don't know what to do right now, and that's saying something because we've seen a bunch of shows.
Around to other people like, oh, are y'all into this? Are we being shitheads? And everyone's like,
yeah. Where's Story of the Year? But so opener Youth Fountain, incredible. Feature act,
something.
Yeah. Odd, to say the least. Then, oh my God, Story of the Year came on. And I know whenever you pay to go see a band, you're going to be biased. When you've liked a band for as long as you can remember, literally Page Avenue, that album was probably the first album I can remember more than one song on. I can name you that album track by track, set list, start to finish. Like, it was the best. So of course I was ready for it.
I don't know if they can see this picture.
I don't think it blurs out when I put it on there. Wow. Go to my Instagram and
post it in the comments.
Oh, do it in there.
I am so smart.
Yeah, if you're on the live, Casey will post the comment on there. But they were incredible. They came out, and like I said, I was biased and hopefully they were going to do great. But I'm going to tell you, man, they exceeded all of our expectations. I was like, they killed it. You kind of also expect, this guy's got to be close to mid 40s, maybe 50 years old now. And he got famous off of the music that's, an angsty 20-year-old wrote, So like he ended up killing it. They were great. And they
let me post a picture.
It won't?
No.
It's all right. No big deal. I'll try to put it in there while I'm talking, but
big deal.
The Story of the Year came out and did their full Page Avenue album. That was the premise of the tour. And once they started, they played every single song on there, plus some of their new ones. The craziest thing happened in the middle of that.
Oh my God.
So
this was life-changing.
So it was fun. If you've ever been to, any kind of concert of like, an elder emo type thing, they're very supportive of each other. Mm-hmm. Like if you like Yellow Card, you're going to like, they tour together. They're Silverstein, same shit. So he was joking around, and like in between songs, he played that opening he played the he's like, which was Ocean Avenue, and he didn't know the whole song. He was just joking around like in between songs, and the whole crowd took it, and we were like, dog.
Last one of us.
They're like, no, you can't do that. We're gonna play, and he ended up playing the whole song. I got it on video here.
Fuck around and get your feelings hurt because we finna sing all the lyrics.
But so yeah, this was their unintentional cover of it. Let me see if this is it. Nope. There. everybody was absolutely losing it. Like, I mean, we weren't expecting that at all. And afterwards, he was like, man, he goes, y'all kind of took us by surprise. He goes, we kind of winged the last 45 seconds of that. And then he was like, well, if y'all like those songs, I bet you'll like this.
They did like a 10-minute
medley. Oh, it was so sick.
All the songs of that era.
Yeah, he ended up in the middle of the crowd. And let me see if I got another one here. This is the one that got us, the Used.
Oh, God.
So
I wonder if they added that to their set, because we were relatively like early in their tour.
We're like their second, I think we were their second stop, like their first weekend or whatever.
They would have been wild to not have added that to their set because of how successful that got everyone in the crowd lit.
It was so sick. And like, it was very nostalgic, but it was also, they killed it. Like they were really, really good. You know, like objectively speaking, if you'd never seen them before, like the songs sounded incredible, like all of them. So
they like looked around to each other. They're like, are we doing this? We're doing this.
I will go on record by saying we were just complimenting the previous bass player of how like original cool he was. Was that the most annoying bass player of all time? Bro, this guy for Story of the Year.
He wanted to.
He had pick me syndrome so bad.
It was like, shut up.
I don't know if he like,
please stop talking.
I don't know if he got did Molly before or what, but he would not shut up.
Like funny and fun at first, and then by the end of it, you're like, if I hear your voice one more time, I'm going to punch you in the face 20 times.
And he made a very backhanded, like trying to be funny remark to his like roadie that was with him. So like the guys who like, you know, bring them their guitars and stuff in between songs. Apparently this bass player that we're talking about, I guess he broke his foot or something. And he was like, they were trying to be funny, like, hey, throw me a White Claw. He ended up dropping it and it spilled. And he was like, yeah, why don't you get your broke foot over here and clean this up? Ha ha ha. Like, you work for me. And that just did not hit with the crowd. Like, I guess he was expecting us to laugh and everybody was like, bro, you're already on our last nerd. Everybody's like, chill. Shut up.
Shut up forever.
But that was funny too. But you know, it's the lead singer's like job to fill dead space. And, you know, in between the songs, after everybody claps, he's like, you know, whatever. Thank you, Dallas. You know, we're so glad to be here. And the drummer or the bass player would literally be like, yeah, we love y'all.
Like he would cut him off.
Like,
and then when they started having technical difficulties for real.
Oh my God. I was like, you're the only thing keeping this from being like a 10 out of 10 show. Just shut up. You can even tell the lead singer was annoyed at the end too.
He kept cutting him off. He's like, anyway, so what I was saying was.
He was like, you know, hey, Dallas, we love you guys. Yeah, we love you. Anyways. He's like, bro, like, chill out. Let me handle this. I think we'll be all right. I'm
gonna talk so fast you can't cut me off. I'm gonna talk forever.
Absolutely brutal. But yeah, I mean, it was a great concert. And also, Story of the Year has sick merch. We all came home with some cool stuff. But yeah,
so did Youth Fountain though. Yeah,
they did, but they didn't have any of it there available. Remember, because they just released that album like the day before or whatever, and they didn't have it
though. I can't be anything but happy for them. So
yeah, if you've made it this far, you've got to check them out. We talk about them ad nauseum, but yeah, Youth Fountain is incredible, and get them before they blow up. Like these guys, when I tell you,
heard it first.
When I tell you, we were in the crowd with at that point 150 people.
Maybe
there was 3 people that knew one lyric to the song. So like, I mean,
it was 3 out of 4 of us.
No shit. Yeah, they were great. But yes, great concert. Loved it. It had a little bit of everything for everyone, including the freaking weirdos. Oh, there's Brian. Hey, what's up, dude? Brian said JG just in case. Shout out Brian Little, YFB. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. I think I accidentally turned the volume down. I think we're back. Sorry. Yeah, clearly I know what I'm doing here. But so that was a concert recently that we went to, which leads us into a hard 180 shift into the most literally last weekend we went. Mm-hmm. We went to the Lucas Oil Live at Winstar thank you to shout out Christian and Shannon and them for our tickets. We had a great time.
Christian Shannon.
We planned this forever, but for those of you who don't know, Winstar is literally the world's largest casino and resort, and it's in Oklahoma, which is only like an hour and a half, 2 hours from where we live. And they have this massive indoor like venue. I've never been there before. I've been to Winstar many times, for gambling and whatnot, but not the. Hey, shout out Christian, he's listening.
Hello, Christian.
I love you. But we had a great time, and the Lucas Oil Live thing was awesome. It was huge. I'd never been there. I'd never seen it.
Locust
Oil. But we went to go see. Christian Shannon asked us if, back like 6 months ago, if we wanted to see Charlie Crockett and Ryan Bingham. And my taste in music, I was like, say less. I'm so there. Casey, Autumn, and John, they don't not like that, but they're just kind of more along for the ride. And I was like, shit, sign me up, dude. I'm a massive fan of both of them. And the experience there was great. What a cool, it's weird because the venue is like attached to Winstar, but it's
like its
detached,
own, like sector.
Yeah, it's like a wing of it, but
it was a very cool auditorium.
Yeah, it's like a theater. I don't know what to. I've never really seen
a cool room.
Yeah, so it was like a stage, obviously where they're playing, and it was facing like a 3-tiered, like you said, auditorium stage. It's like you could easily see like stand-up comedy and stuff there as well. But it was super cool. And Charlie Crockett came out, and I know that that's not their cup of tea, but holy crap, he killed it too. He played for about
82 years.
His music is very.
I'm not hating on him.
Western, I guess you could say.
He's very talented, but he's very talented.
She's being nice. I loved it. He sings very like, I don't want to say honky tonk because it's not really that, but it's like very like Western.
He literally looks
swing.
like he belongs on or in an Old West movie.
Yeah,
he looks like it, and he sounds like it too.
Yeah, like a Clint Eastwood bad guy. Yeah, he's so good. But before we even got to see him, we didn't know that Ryan Bingham's band. So it's Ryan Bingham and the Texas Gentlemen. They actually opened before Charlie Crockett, and there was, man, if that arena sat 1,000 people, there was like 200 people in the stadium at that point, and man, they were incredible. I mean, each one of these guys in the band could have been a front man of their own respective bands, but I mean, you're playing behind Ryan Bingham, who's
the talent.
Holy crap, man. So yeah, they opened, Charlie Crockett opened, and Charlie's music is very like concise. It's like 2.5, 3-minute songs. So he played, man, he did not stop. He played probably 25 songs. Mm-hmm. Literally 20 to 25 songs. He was just, ripping through them.
I'll give him his credit. Like, he was like, I have this amount of time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to sing all of my songs, mm-hmm. whether or not I have time enough or not. I just won't breathe in between songs.
Man, and his stage presence is funny because he plays the guitar really high up, like on his chest, and he's real like stoic when he's singing. But in between, he's like, just vibing throughout the stage. He's wearing like the little freaking roach killer boots and everything, and like, doing full squats and like moonwalking and stuff. He's just an entertainer. Had a great time with that. Loved it. And I told them, Autumn and Casey and everybody that was with us, I was like, hey, I've always wanted to see Ryan Bingham. He is a huge influence onto all the music that I listen to. He is somebody that's constantly in my rotation. But I've never seen him live. I've always wanted to. And I was like, it could go one of two ways because I've always heard he's great live. But a lot of his music, especially his newer music, is like slower, like storytelling. It's not bad. It's just very different because all of his like popular stuff that everybody loves is like, from the Mescalito album era, what is it, like 05, 07, something like that,
That's what
09.
you kept saying, like, give me 2006 Bingham.
I was like, I want like 06 to 12 Bingham. But whatever, want to see him. And I was like, just don't get your hopes up because I've never seen him. I don't know what to expect.
Dude.
Oh, my God, man. He might as well. He might be top 8 live performers I've ever seen in my life.
John described one of the Sean McConnell shows that we saw as spiritual, but I feel like, yes, I agreed with that, but like,
yeah, Pastor Ryan took us to church, dude. He was
no doubt.
It was fucking wild.
If he had been in the same theater that Sean McConnell was, like, I can't imagine it. He was unreal. It was one of those things that like you feel like you're gonna implode because you're like, I can't handle any more talent.
Yeah.
You can't get better because I will die. Like,
Autumn and Casey said that they like turned to me multiple times during the show, and I was just I didn't know they were looking. I'm just smiling ear to ear. It was crazy.
It was the best thing. But he was like that during Charlie Crockett too. That's what got me through him. He was like, I'm hating my life. And then I look over at Justin. He's like,
I'm just cheesing, man. It was like everything I've ever wanted. And it was also in a seated like theater. So like, you don't really get that very often. So you don't really know what the vibe's going to be. Holy crap. So worth it. And like I mentioned earlier, about the not knowing what to expect, he played everything. Mm-hmm. Like he played all of his old stuff. He played his new stuff. He had a fiddler with him, or fiddle, mandolin. He was playing everything. This old man, he had to have been damn near 80. Would you say?
If not already 80.
And like he was ripping.
He didn't miss his beat.
Yeah. He was beat.
I was going to say step and then I said beat. So,
I mean, just absolutely ripping it. Had a great time. Speaking of musician, we skipped over one of the craziest parts. Charlie Crockett's key player might be the most talented musician I've ever seen in my life. And I mean that in every sense of the word.
It was like somebody throw a beer can because he's going to play it.
Like he played everything. There was at one point or multiple points in the show where he had like his keys set up. He had like 2 sets of keys. One was like more of like an organ sounding thing. And the other one was kind of more like a electronic sounding. You have to listen to Charlie Crockett's music to understand. He's very different. But anyways, this guy's up here and he's just, vibing out, playing both sets of keys. Then, out of nowhere, he brings out a trumpet with one hand, and he's playing the keys with the other hand and playing the freaking trumpet at the same time, not missing a beat.
And then the next time it pans back to him, he's got a fiddle.
Yeah.
We're like...
No, it wasn't a fiddle. It was an accordion.
Oh, my God. Amy had a fiddle, too, though, I feel like.
He might have. I don't know. He played no less than like 5 instruments that day.
That's what I was saying. Like, the applause for Charlie Crockett was good.
Crazy.
And then they panned over to this
magician. He was magic.
Musician, whatever. They panned over to that guy and the crowd they ripped. They were like, oh my God. Like it was literally like they're going to pan over and he's going to be playing a fucking like trombone. I'm not kidding.
The triangle. What was funny is John, my brother-in-law, he's a very talented musician and he's kind of more like mellow when it comes to the like, oh man, like these guys are really good. He leaned over multiple times and was like, bro, this guy was insane. When I say like talented musician, I'm not talking like, oh, well, he can sing. Like, no, he could do everything. It was freaking crazy.
A musician.
It was wild. But one thing I forgot about moving back to Bingham, sorry, can you not tell that we had a good time? We're over here bouncing back and forth about this. I forgot that Bingham has a song off of that same, I think it's Mescalito album, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Where it's Borracho Station. And he sings that song in, I guess you could say Spanglish. Like half the song's like in Spanish and then like I've heard that song maybe 3 times in my life. That brought the freaking house down, man.
Everyone.
And he is he played it off to the point where I was like, damn, like he could pass off as a damn Mexican. Like he's killing it. I do have a little bit of that too.
Where's the mariachi? They're coming out.
Yeah, and then his musicianship on that as well, like the way that he like plays his acoustic guitar. Like most frontmen, I don't want to say most, but a lot of the frontmen are very much like 3 or 4 chords, and that's all you need because you're there to sing. No, he was shredding.
His fingers said.
Yeah, let's see what we got here for this one. Oh, damn it. Got it on here somewhere. Freaking crazy, man. Let's see if I have any. I think I have him where he starts singing in Spanish. Hold on.
Makes me want chips and queso real bad.
Caballos borracho. He was killing it, man. And it just like caught everybody off guard. And that was when you could tell everybody in the arena was having as much fun as us, or they were all just like super hammered, because that's when every white dude in the world was going, Raha! Like, I mean, it was just like all over. You could hear it just popping up all night long. But what a show, man. We had so much fun. And to jump from, you know, the story of the year, like emo crap, into straight up.
Don't call it crap.
No, I mean,
It is not crap.
I love it just as much as you do. What I'm saying is to jump from that style into that in the very short amount of time that we did. I feel like that speaks to our kind of music interest. I don't understand how people don't love going to concerts. Like, that is just, it's the most fun thing ever to
Even
me.
if it's not your like style of music, like, I mean, there were points during, there were points during Charlie Crockett where I was like, I have to get up and walk around.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. But like, you can
have to get up and walk around.
I think it also had a lot to do with the fact that I had to sit down. Like, sitting down is my own version of hell. And I couldn't be still. So I was like, I need to get up, I need to stand up, I need to walk for a second. But just seeing like live music, like the talent, the band, like the environment, it's just,
it's different.
it's a feeling.
I think it's like, you know how people say like vacations, they always talk about like, oh, I just want to get away, or I just want to like forget about everything for a little bit. You kind of get that when you go to a concert for whatever, 3-4 hours, whatever it is. Like, you're completely immersed in that atmosphere. There's nothing else around. You can't really leave. I mean,
There is nothing else.
Yeah, that's all it is. And then if the person that you're going to see can convey a message that hits you, like, you're really immersed in it. You're like, holy crap, man. You leave there, like John said that one time, like, he's like, it's almost like a religious experience. You're like, holy crap, I feel different after that. But yeah, that was at least the 2 most recent shows that we've gone to. We were very fortunate, and we missed one because we were both sick. Man, I wanted to go see Silverstein, but heard it was a good show too. I'm trying to think back. What other shows did we see this year? Because I feel like we went to quite a bit.
Kingdom of Giants with
Caskets.
and then what is that other band called? Not the headliner. The headliner
Dragged Under.
was Fall, but we didn't see him.
Dragged Under.
Dragged Under.
Yeah, they were pretty good too. Again, not my number one choice or biggest cup of tea, but they jammed too. The Granada Theater where we saw them, it's a very historic, cool place, but it's not like my favorite venue by any means.
Yeah. I'm a diehard Caskets fan. They could, like you always say, like they could sing the phone book, and I'd be like, oh my God, that was the best thing I've ever heard in my life. But I also was pleasantly surprised by Kingdom of Giants. They made a fan out of me that night.
That's funny because I thought that you would like them more.
Well, and because you had told me about this before we went to the show, and I had like multiple songs of theirs saved, and like I was listening to them, but I didn't. It's one of those things that
I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry.
It's one of those things that like I've heard of them before, but I couldn't tell you like this is exactly who they are. But then after seeing them live, I was like, wait a second, hold on.
They jam.
Run that back.
They are, and they're like hardcore. Christian just killed me in the comments. He said, "Kiss my face."
Kiss my whole face.
That's going to be a part of our life forever. So inside joke, but let y'all in on it. So one of my little crown jewels that I told everybody about a long time ago is this guy named, his name is Medium Build. Well, that was his stage name. Very freaking weird guy, but incredible artist. And his, like, I guess his most famous song is called Rage. I've talked about it on the podcast before, posted about it many times, but there is a line in this song. I guess it's 2 lines, and it says, "Kiss my face. I spent so long trying to be tough. Say my name. Say my real name." And I've jammed the song for, like I said, over a year, and Casey, somewhere along the lines, changed those lyrics to where she always walks around the house now saying, "Kiss my whole face."
Kiss my face. Kiss my whole face. So
that killed me. And I told Christian that this weekend while we were at the Ryan Bingham concert, and he about keeled over, dying laughing. So now that's always going to be part of it. He texted me the other day, like 7 a.m, "Kiss my whole face." Had me rolling. So yeah, you're welcome, Christian. But another good song. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off. The Kingdom of Giants show was, portion of the show was incredible. They are, if Granada sounded better, like acoustics wise, but that would be, one of my favorite venues because it's set up really cool. It just doesn't really sound very good in there.
That's what was heartbreaking too, because like, no matter, like you said that too, no matter where you were in the show, in the theater, like it sounded, the music wasn't just quite, not the artist, but the music, like the sounding, sound technician or whatever. Like,
it was like it was just kind of like distorted, like I feel like I could mix that sound better.
But whenever Caskets came on, it didn't matter because I couldn't hear them anyways because I was screaming too loud.
Right? Yeah, you were freaking into it. Hey, my boy Johnny, what's up, dude?
I got the guitar pick and the drumsticks.
Drummer drums, baby.
I got the drummer drums. It was cool. It was amazing.
It was a lot of fun, man. We've been to some, like I said, we've been to a lot of cool shows as of recently. Got some cool ones coming up in the future that we definitely want to go to as well. The end of the year is kind of weird because a lot of the music that we like, we're what's called a B market. So they're not going to plan coming here, especially this late in the year. So like the last part of the December, November, like a lot of the shows are very sporadic and spread out. So we're just kind of, what you get's what you get. But
I had a thing like on my Spotify Wrapped, and it was like, oh my God, you should live in Philadelphia because that's where your music interests, like you would fit in there. And I'm like, cool, I'm not going there.
Yeah, big Philly girl.
Like all the time whenever mine entirely, but whenever they'll post like their tours or who they're headlining for or whatever, I go and I look, and the first thing I look for is Texas, and then it's like Houston or Austin, and then the end.
Right.
And I'm always looking for Dallas. And so when I do see it, I'm like, oh my God, they're giving us a shot. But then it's like on a Sunday night or Monday night or Tuesday night. And it's like, son of a bitch. Like, I got to go to work.
Well, Dallas's venues too. Like, you've got, when you think of Dallas venues, you're thinking freaking American Airlines Center. And unless you're Taylor Swift, you're not playing there. Or Jerry World, but those aren't like concert venues. Those are just giant attractions that have concerts. Whereas, what I'm trying to think around that area, you obviously have, the Bomb Factory, you've got Gillies, you've got,
I'm sorry.
What the hell was that? What was that?
Shannon texted me and said, Blair liked whenever you made the noise playing the guitar. And I said,
okay.
Sorry.
They caught me so off guard.
You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by epilepsy.
That's not the same. That's not the same. That is wrong.
You're not having seizures. Sorry.
No.
That was the wrong one.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So, help me out. Like, what are the other venues? You've got Southside Ballroom, Gillies, which they're essentially one and the same. You've got the Factory.
What's that one next to Hooters? House of Blues.
Oh, you're right. House of Blues is dope. That's where I got to see Matt Mason. Chef's kiss.
But don't downplay. God dang it.
You got to give me more than that.
Ooh. Oh, God dang it. Deep Ellum.
What? The factory?
The Bomb Factory. Or the factory.
Yeah, the factory. That's where we saw Story of the Year.
And that like small showroom.
I didn't realize this, man. We've been to so many shows. I didn't realize that it's split into 2 parts. Like, what? It's literally this giant, like, 1-story, like, flat little building. And we were walking up to the show, and they were, like, yelling at us, like, so-and-so this way, Story of the Year this way. And we're like, what?
But the Story of the Year was the shorter line. So I was like,
by a lot.
And it was freezing cold. So I was here for it.
So we've been to the Bomb Factory before, or the factory, whatever. And it's like 2 stories. Well, I just said it's 1 story. Is it 2?
I think there's 2 stories because it is because you have that upper level where we saw ADTR for the first time.
Damn, I'm tripping. I don't know.
Me from getting punched in the face.
Oh, God. Wild. But yeah, so the actual Bomb Factory, I guess, or the main stage is 2 stories, and it's like, you know, fairly big. It's kind of like a horseshoe. I had no idea that directly parallel to that on the other side is like a wide open, like a warehouse. And that's where we saw these bands. And I'm like, what the hell? I had no idea that we've been there a bunch. As a matter of fact, it's like on the back side of it, super sketchy area too. But yeah, that is a kind of a cool venue, which is also weird that they were playing there too. Like they couldn't even sell out the big room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently I don't understand the music industry as much as I think I do because it's all over the place. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I'm trying to think, did we see anybody else? We had to. I'm just losing train of thought.
We were going to go to Blue Ridge Rock Fest. Thank God we didn't.
There ain't no time in the world to talk about that. That was brutal. Yeah. Absolutely brutal.
I was touched by an angel girl.
If you want to look that up, just do it. This made the news. It was like there's supposed to be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit going on, but yeah, Blue Ridge Rock Fest never came. It never manifested, and that's probably a really good thing because, oh boy,
we had tickets, we had everything, and it had to come to an executive decision. I can't speak English words today.
Decision.
I'm trying to combine words, but anyways, we chose not to go, even though we knew that our tickets wouldn't be refunded.
But the flights and the hotels were, so I mean that's I can live with that. And then looking at what happened, for those of you, to give you the very, 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 very abbreviated summation of this, it didn't end up happening, and nobody got like money back from it. I guess
it ended up getting canceled after 2 nights. It was supposed to be 4, and then even the people that did have tickets, like a bunch of them couldn't get in because they oversold it. And it was pouring rain, and so everything was super muddy.
Dude,
the end. And they canceled the second day halfway through it.
Yeah, I would have lost my mind if we ended up doing all that. Like just the way that these greedy like promoters are. Like, I mean, you have people out there literally they're paying to stay at a tent like Woodstock, and it's pouring rain to where they can't even get in or out, and you don't refund them their money. Nah, dog. I'd be going to jail.
They were really cool though, because they would set up like even after everything was canceled. I don't remember who it was that I saw specifically, but it was a couple of them. Some of the artists that hadn't gotten to play yet, they like posted up and they like stood on a dumpster and like used that as their stage. And like did acoustic shows like for the people that were still there.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like
absolutely.
That's super dope.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that like the people that are there, the actual attractions were the ones who had the wherewithal to be like, come on, y'all. Like we don't, because apparently the sound people like that are running the, bringing all the cords on there, running the amps and everything. They were the ones who quit. They were like, fuck this.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to get electrocuted out here. And then the bands, like, well, I say the bands, some people actually stayed and did it, but I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
I think that, what are we at? Roughly an hour, give or take.
49 minutes and 45 seconds.
49 minutes. Hold on. Oh, I got a couple over here. Carla Brockman said, hi, Casey.
Miss Carla, hello.
And then, sorry, Brian. Sorry if it's off topic. Any quick thoughts on this Saturday's fight? Sorry, Miss Casey.
My prediction is that I'm going to beat you up, Brian Little.
The fights are going to be good. I can't get too invested in them because it's my parents' birthday. I say it's my dad and my mom's birthday, the 13th and 19th. So we're celebrating them. So I'm trying not to get too caught up into it because I'm not going to be able to watch it. But this is supposed to be a big card this weekend. Let me give you a quick rundown. Hold on. UFC. All I know is that Ian Gary's off the card. Okay.
Here we go.
Right. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
I've got, we'll go Edwards, Pantoja, Shavkat, RIP to my boy Tony. Patty's not the greatest in the world, but I think El Kukui needs to hang him up. Thug Nasty stepping in late, but he's got, I don't know, Emmett hits hard. So we'll go Edwards, Pantoja, Shavkat, Patty, and Josh Emmett. There you go. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and let me know if y'all like doing the live. This is something that I've tried to mess with a little bit, but I think we can figure it out now. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's crazy to me that y'all are still listening after 3 or 4 years of doing this. I really do appreciate it.
8 decades.
God, if you haven't already, go hit like, subscribe, give me a little thumbs up on whatever you're listening to, or don't. That's cool too. But either way, just remember, as long as y'all keep listening, I'll keep talking. We'll see you next time.